4G. ChristopherMedia.net.
This is your new home speaking. I know you haven't moved in yet, but I need some favors. Could you dust the blinds? The dust makes me feel dusty. Also, we could save a lot of money if you bundled your home and car insurance with Geico. It's super easy to do online or over the phone. Last favor, when you move in, could you stick to one aesthetic? The last owner had a weird mix of floral wallpaper and nautical tchotchkes, and I can't have another identity crisis.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
This is your new home speaking. I know you haven't moved in yet, but I need some favors. Could you dust the blinds? The dust makes me feel dusty. Also, we could save a lot of money if you bundled your home and car insurance with Geico. It's super easy to do online or over the phone. Last favor, when you move in, could you stick to one aesthetic? The last owner had a weird mix of floral wallpaper and nautical tchotchkes, and I can't have another identity crisis.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
Wrong show.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net. And now, here are your hosts.
Oh, yeah. Here we are. March Madness in full effect. I'm Chris.
I'm Rich.
I am the Iceman.
Oh, I just cost us money, didn't I? I said the phrase that you're not supposed to say. Damn it. Whatever.
You can't say Eminem?
Right.
All right. Wait, seriously? We're back to we're to this with this particular sporting event as well?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
I believe with this one, yes. The big game rules are in effect with this one as well.
The tournament? Is that what you call it? What do you say?
The tournament. But you can't use apparently March Madness. Ooh! Said it again. It's trademarked.
Good fucking God,
wow.
Man. Jesus.
Hey, we learned last year this is how they make most of their money. We all thought it was football till they closed everything last year, and we dove into it.
No, March Madness does make it was billion. It was like over $1 billion, and I'm like, in a month, dude. In a month, that's how much NCAA is taken in a month. Now imagine the bowl games and how many they've added and how they stretch those out. Well, they used to. We don't know if the new normal is going to allow for that or not.
Hey, by the way, I have audio of everybody's brackets. It's smoldering wreckage.
I didn't even fill one out. Seems like I didn't miss much.
My bracket's doing well.
The one team you got left, just like me?
My Final Four is still active.
No, didn't you have Kansas?
No, I had Houston.
You have Houston, Michigan, and who else?
Good question.
Yeah, see, you don't even know. You're making claims on facts. You have no idea.
Look, I started out with 1,900 possible. I can still get
we all did, by the way.
Yeah. I still get 1450.
By the way, you were talking mad shit. I had you till this weekend. This weekend, you finally pulled ahead of me. I had you points by 20, but
yeah, not anymore. The max you can get is 980 points.
Oh,
I got
yeah, no.
40.
I think one team of my Final Four is left. Everybody lost. You're crazy.
I got
you think
Gonzaga, I got Michigan, I got Houston, and I think I did pick Kansas.
Hey, Rich, you want to hear a nice joke? He thinks Michigan's winning it all.
Okay. I was kind of shocked when they got past LSU.
I told him, I was like, you do realize with that statement, you are saying that Michigan is the best college basketball in the country.
This year.
I'd say they're the best college basketball country or basketball team like in our region, in our conference. Sure.
Yeah, but I mean, didn't this, what was it, 9 teams from the Big Ten made it to the tournament, and 7 see ya after the first game?
I think they're the best college basketball team in our conference, yes.
But what I'm saying is, the Big Ten was supposed to be this powerhouse conference. These teams are supposed to go deep. I think Big Ten got kind of proven to be a paper tiger. And
the same thing with the Big 12. Same shit happened with the Big 12. Almost the exact same scenario. Like most of them didn't make it past the first round.
If they make it past If they make it past Florida State right now, they got a really good shot. Florida State's number 4, so
Not beating Gonzaga. Dude, fucking Gonzaga, what they have done since the 90s is they've built themselves a basketball machine up there in Spokane. Straight up.
That's true.
Like, it's just...
Yeah, because they've had at least one, like, guy who garners some national attention almost every, 4 to 6 years? And in college basketball, that's pretty impressive. Considering that you have, like, how much shit they've went through since, like, let's just say since the year 2000, so the last 21 seasons. Look how much college basketball has changed. You know, you didn't even need to go to college if you wanted to go to the NBA back then. Now, you know, then you had to go. Now you go, like, for what, a year? Basically, hi, I'm acting like I give a fuck about my education. Now can I go make a fucking couple $1 million? Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that they had guys, at least in the college basketball level, that drew that much attention, yeah, because, honestly, who the fuck were they 50, 60 years ago?
Yeah, but unlike their football team, they got a coach
that
actually
25 years ago. You didn't hear Gonzaga's name till the 90s.
Basically, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a younger... They might have been around. The school might have been around, but this is a historically not a powerhouse team trying to make moves, become a powerhouse.
This is a school that they put themselves on the map. They decided they wanted to be good at something, and they are, and they have been. They're like perennial.
No, totally.
They're perennially in the tournament.
Totally true.
Seems like as long as my voice has been deep, they've been in the tournament.
What are you
The thing
going to
is, though, guys, is with Michigan, unlike football, they actually got a coach that draws the talent. Juwan Howard is the coach of Michigan
And
basketball.
it's like his first year. That counts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he ain't playing all 5 positions on the floor. I mean, we talk about this in football. I mean, a coach is a coach, but there's one of them, and he ain't on the field.
No, but he does draw the talent, though.
Yeah, but you still get all the criticism heaped Michigan's way, especially before the LSU game. Now, granted, it was from the Sparty segment of college basketball fans up here. Was yeah, okay, he's got this talent. Yeah, he does this shit when it doesn't matter, but he gets in a one and done elimination game, running zones and all this old shit. No, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And I'm just like, it seemed to be working so far.
Well, not for nothing. He wins this, he goes into the Elite Eight. So fuck everybody who has a problem with Juwan Howard.
I mean, what I'm saying is, like, you're acting like what he's doing is barely getting him into he's a bubble team. He's not that. Like, don't act like, oh, this shit will never work in college basketball 2021. It has. What are you you're criticizing because you don't think it'll work against a different team? Okay, give me a reason for that besides he's a shit coach. Seems like a pretty good coach to me.
You're talking about the people that are talking up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, he is a damn good coach.
It might be one of those things that up here he hardly gets any respect compared to the national level, kind of like a Matt Stafford type situation. Because if you just heard our local sports talk, you thought Matt Stafford was fucking the second coming of Scott Mitchell, and that's not a good thing.
Here's the thing, though. Also, you got to look at Juwan Howard with the negative press because he's part of the Fab Five. And they got a lot of bad press talking about taking money and everything else.
Yeah, but he was one of those ones that went in there. It was like, shit, I did my homework. I watched Bernie Mac on Def Comedy Jam. You went to prison because you wouldn't tell on another guy? Nah, you ain't a snitch. You a new fool. Because I'll tell anyone y'all to stay out of prison. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously. They came to him and they're like, did you take money? He was like, yep. They're like, oh, this might get your college basketball records erased from their history books.
Don't care.
But I don't have to get used to prison food and penis, so I'm happy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing 3 years federal time, which is 80% of my fucking time, because I lied to a grand jury on a federal indictment. I'm good on that.
In the 30 for 30 series on the Fab Five, when they asked Jalen Rose about it, I liked what he said. Yeah, I took it. I was poor.
Yes.
The guy, I can't remember the guy's name who did it, but bought him, athletic shoes so he could be a better competitor and shit. He was like, yeah. Well, I didn't have good sneakers. He bought me brand new sneakers.
You have just opened up a huge Pandora's box with bringing this stuff up. I mean, obviously, integrity is going to be the question here. If anyone involved with the Fab Five is involved with coaching this team, right?
Well, that's what I said. I think some of the negative press is the press remember the Fab Five, and they're looking at, Juwan Howard going, yeah, you're going to the league.
Hey, I remember how we were good. Hey, Ed Martin got a grandson?
Hold on, though. That was my assumption. Just because I'm listening to a bunch of salty-ass Sparties who got fucking shown the door too quick for their liking, and people who could pick up local sports in northern Ohio and call in and act like they're from Michigan and they're giving their opinion. All right? I mean, I don't know on a national level how he's looked at as a coach. I'm just saying what people were saying and calling in, and it was the overwhelming majority that were getting put on the air. Notice I didn't say getting through, I said getting put on the air.
Oh, for sure. There's a gatekeeper.
Yeah, so I mean, don't if I'm asking you, Earl, is he looked at differently on the local level, or do they constantly harp on, hey, 25 plus years ago they did some shit and took some money from a guy who dropped dead of a heart attack 20 years ago, and
Dave Forrest was testify. I also need to throw that in there with Ed Martin. It's crazy how that happened.
I love a good conspiracy theory just for the absurdity of them sometimes. But as much fucking trouble as he was under, if he had a heart attack at that young, stress could have brought on the big one. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't it like literally the day before he was supposed to testify about all that Michigan shit? Oh, it's crazy. He had a heart attack. He died.
Yep.
Like I remember hearing about them being like, huh, great. It all works out for everybody.
Here actually worked out for Chris Webber the best.
Yeah, well,
because he's the one that refused to talk. He's the one that was like, no, I ain't saying shit. And they're like, federal charges. He's like, I ain't saying shit.
No snitch. I'm maybe from Birmingham, but no snitching.
Yeah, and all the real hood motherfuckers from the Fab Five were like, right there, Your Honor. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Fifth! Yeah, I get it, yeah.
Like, I ain't playing. All my boys done spent time on the main line. I ain't trying to be like Pookie, and I damn sure ain't trying to be Twan, switching with my shirt tied off at the fucking, up under my tits. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I know. He's right there, Your Honor, and all the man did was hand me money, and that's it. I don't know anything else. But no, here's the thing. I don't think that, I haven't heard that. I haven't really heard a lot of criticism of him locally about the Fab Five shit. It's just been about how he's a shit coach. And I'm like, do we have a big enough sample size for that definitive of an opinion?
I haven't heard anything here. Unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, I live in a place where two main teams are the talk of the town, and that's the Wichita Shock and KU Jayhawks.
Gotcha.
When I watch the national show...
I love how he acts like they probably talk... It's like you probably pay attention to the Wichita Shock. But anyway.
No, I'm telling you, dude. The local talk here is all about those two teams. They don't even talk about K-State. It's the Jayhawks and the Shock.
All right.
Like Miles and the football team, blah. Nah. They talk about those two basketball teams, and that's it. But when I watch the national shows, they don't talk about the Fab Five as much with him as they do the championships he had in Miami.
See, so that's just, there you go. That sounds like a regional bias. They understand that most people don't give a fuck what he did at Michigan. More people probably know him as winning championships as part of that fucking super team down there.
It's Howard's second season, right?
I want to say, yeah. I think last year was like his first.
It says 2019 to present on the internets, But
So, yeah.
it doesn't say when in 2019.
Well, I mean, they were playing when they canceled, when we went into lockdown for the longest 2 weeks of all our lives over a year ago.
Yeah, 15 days. Flatten the curve.
Yeah, so,
A year later.
I mean, I'm assuming that was the 2019-2020 season. So that
he's
the
had
first season.
So he's had a good season to get some money flowing into the recruit system. Is that what we're agreeing on?
Probably. I don't. Yeah. When have you ever heard me sit here and fucking be like, "Nah"? If a team's a Cinderella story out of nowhere because they just fucking happened upon a few good recruits that were diamonds in the rough that somehow were overlooked, that's one thing. Trying to build an empire in college basketball these days, shit, if you're having consistent success, you're cheating.
I just remember my man crying at his press conference. He cried. Full-grown man, our age, crying because he got the coaching gig.
I mean, sure. I guess.
If you watch the 30 for 30 for Fab Five, that was the greatest time of their lives. The Fab Five is what introduced the jersey shorts, dude. The long-ass shorts.
They introduced a lot of shit. The fucking
Yes,
black
they
socks
did.
pulled up.
Fab Five killed the Dolphin shorts.
Yeah, fucking the whole...
They did. It's true. I remember.
Dude, the whole baggy uniform look. Even Jordan fucking started copping it once they fucking... They got the uniforms the way they wanted them in Michigan.
Wait, I mean, my shorts don't have to stop at my ball sack? What?
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's So it's dude. They were like, because this was Michigan, and not to rehash the 30 for 30. If you know anything about Michigan in that era, you know that this was not usually the type of student athletes that were associated with Michigan. And they were young, man. They were coming in and they were like, these weren't a bunch of Grant Hills. Nothing against Grant Hill, but
Well, let's be honest. There's some hood motherfuckers.
Yes, they were.
They were some
That's what I'm
street.
saying.
They were some street balling.
dude, I remember plenty of times they were like, so, when they're talking to him, interviewing him and shit between like, on the tarmac or coming in at the bus station or go, whatever. Hey, what you listening to? EPMD, Compton's Most Wanted.
NWA.
And I'm like, no, that motherfucker literally dropped a Compton's Most Wanted.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Okay, if you listening to Compton's Most Wanted, you digging deep down the gangster, early '90s gangster shit iceberg. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey,
yeah.
I mean, Ed Martin knew where to find the talent. He went to the playgrounds.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
here's
that's-
a good question, because I do. Do you guys remember the Fab Five? Who are they?
Trust
Jimmy
me,
King,
I do this all the time because I always forget one of them, and I think we just
Jimmy
need no one else to
King,
forget.
Chris Webber, Jalen Rose,
Juwan
Juwan
Howard.
Howard,
That's four.
and
Ray Jackson. Boom.
Ray Jackson. Damn right. Everybody forgets Ray Jackson.
Yes.
no, I always forget Jimmy King. That's why I learned to say him first. But then I forget Ray Jackson because I
Yes.
switched the two. It used to be Ray Jackson.
No, Ray
first.
Jackson is the one I always fucking forgot. And I was like, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Jimmy King's become more top of mind because he's been on a couple podcasts here in the area, and he's actually fairly entertaining to listen to.
No, that's the thing, man. They all seem like good guys. They all fucking meshed. And they came in and you gotta remember, it was a 2-year period. That was a 2-season thing and done.
Yep.
They were split up after that. And that first season, they didn't all start.
Nope.
Like they had to, it was literally like I think one or two of them starting opening game. And then roughly about halfway through the season was when they finally all started. 5 freshmen starting.
5
Over your fucking
black freshmen.
over your fucking seniors and your fucking redshirt seniors who've been there 5 years. Yeah, that took a lot of fucking going. What's the best for the team? What's important, a championship or my ego? Because we have a better chance with these guys starting. even though I should be technically starting because, I'm the redshirt senior or whatever. Dude, that's why there's a lot to that story that people don't take into consideration. A lot to that story. Because I don't think Steve Fisher would have let that shit happen if fucking... Like, it wasn't Miami, is what I'm saying. It wasn't the Hurricanes.
Steve Fisher was a guy they found that would just shut up and coach basketball. That's what Steve Fisher was.
But he also fucking don't come back here on no bullshit. Don't come back here fucking carrying car stereos. Don't fucking get involved in shootouts. Don't get involved in fucking brawls and the goddamn... You know what I'm saying? Like, because remember the one thing, Juwan Howard... What happened?
Because you had to be like, it's Michigan. Because there's always that in the back of your fucking head, too. You're Michigan.
Yeah. I mean, Christ, dude. They were looking for anything. Especially the fucking other teams that hated Michigan. Juwan Howard got caught in a fucking... In a off-campus party/frat house where people were doing drugs. He didn't get caught with any drugs. Not saying he didn't do them, but he didn't get caught with any drugs.
People
doing
drugs in college. What?
Yeah, I know, right?
The fuck is
and
this?
Fucking in the headlines, in like certain college football or college basketball strongholds was Juwan Howard of the Fab Five caught in crack house. Like,
well, no, we're doing crack. I would tell you something about me. You didn't know Steve Fisher.
Like, no, man, they fucking party and they were just like, absolutely, just like I said, we did everything every other normal college kid back then did. We played beer pong. We fucking took advantage of every chance to have sex that women be like, hey, I know who you are, and you're like, yeah. So are we doing this or not? I got a in. I got some shit to do, Like, seriously.
You don't know who this dick is? This is win-win for everybody.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as much as they did, as much as they were the first of firsts and everything, unfortunately, the Fab Five is most fucking remembered for Chris Webber in a timeout.
Yeah.
Well, that's never going anywhere.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever forget that.
No.
Dude, I have a buddy who has a Weber jersey, a Michigan Weber jersey. And anytime he would wear it, we'd go out at least 3 times a night. If we were out for like more than probably 4 hours or more, we'd hear it at least 3 times. Someone would yell out, "Time out!" or "Weber!" And then Razor would turn around and look, and they'd go, "Time!" And they'd mime time out at him, and he's like, "Yeah, I've only heard it 4 times so far today."
Hey,
yeah.
you know where you bought that shirt? You know what you're getting into putting on that jersey?
Come on. Hey, he's a loyal fan. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, but you could buy any jersey.
My man forgot how to play basketball for like 3 seconds.
For a split second.
On the biggest stage in the world.
At the biggest moment of the tournament.
And well, dude, if you go back and look at that fucking tape, it was clear as day. Everybody on the sidelines, the Michigan sidelines, was up. All right. And someone's hands are clearly up over everybody's heads doing the timeout sign. Like to let him know. And he's looking right at the fucking bench. So it's like, who was it? He's never said, but I mean, it's Chris Webber. He was willing to fucking almost go to federal prison over not saying some shit. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not defending the dude because it was still a mental mistake. It was a fuck up. It happens. I mean, Bill Buckner, Gold Glove, fucking first baseman, Hall of Fame, not Hall of Fame, but a all-star career, is remembered because he had a brain fart and didn't put his glove to the ground, and that's one of the first things they teach you when you're playing infield in Little League. Happens,
Yeah. Talk about another hated man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it has to do with his attitude post Ed Martin shit coming out. Because I mean, he's from what I've understood, he's always kind of bristled and set himself apart from the rest of the guys.
I remember he got signed to the Pistons, and I've never seen a hometown signing and the hometown going, in my life like I did with Chris Webber. I remember seeing a very tepid reaction when he became a Detroit Piston. Like some of the town going, yay, another half of the town going, why?
To be honest with you, I barely remember him fucking on the Pistons.
It was like I don't even think it was a full season. It might have been, and if it was like a trade deadline move, and then he was gone the next season. But he did wear a Pistons jersey in the mid to late 2000s. Yeah,
he played in 2007.
Talk about coincidence.
So
he was here talking about all of this, and ESPN in the middle of the Michigan game is showing the Fab Five in 1992 versus Grant Hill and Duke.
Okay, but hold on. So if he played in 2007, does that mean he was here when Iverson was here?
Maybe.
I'm trying to find a roster from that season. Okay, but
I think he may have been part of the moves. Oh, definitely was part of the moves after they broke up the band. You know, after Chauncey and they broke all them dudes up.
Yeah.
Now, see, that was a Fab Five in and of itself, though. That's a story for a different day. But, man, the go-to-work Pistons went to fucking work. Let me tell you something.
Because that was a team. Everybody here in Detroit, if you were just the most casual of fucking Pistons fans, you knew every fucking starting five or every name of the starting five players. They were a team.
Like, I still know the starting five of the go-to-work Pistons.
2008, 2009, Iverson was a Piston, so they just missed each other.
Okay. All right. But yeah, I mean that's what I think is also I think one of the things that got them as much love as they got, because Michigan, not despite winning a national championship the year before the Fab Five fucking showed up, not really known as a basketball school, kind of football school, and it's like most surrounding area, there's a lot more U of M football fans than U of M basketball fans. But shit, sorry, god damn it, never mind.
What's happening?
My browser crashed with the fucking stats that I was looking up so I could fucking hit you with a point, and now it's being a dick and taking way too long to open. So anyways, let's move on.
Well, even today, though, even in this tournament right now, how many Michigan basketball fans are there right now?
More than you think, because the bandwagon showed back up.
Yeah.
It's empty out in East Lansing, and there's a new stop in Ann Arbor.
I know hardcore Michigan basketball fans, and there's not as many of them as there are football. Like, seriously. I mean, there's more of them than there is fucking Michigan hockey fans. But the Michigan hockey fans I know, like, are hardcore hockey. They know that team. So I think that's kind of what it is with most of your fans until this time of year starts with a team like Michigan. Because once again, it's not a basketball school. And I mean, now here's a question, though, because one of the things that did get brought up that I wanted to ask you guys, get your opinion on, is Michigan even, does that Block M even in the tournament hold any, like, sway over, I'll tune in because it's Michigan?
It's starting to, last few years, especially, what was it? Didn't they go deep in, wait.
Did they make it to the Final Four?
Didn't they win? Or didn't they play? No, didn't they play in the final game in like 2013?
Yeah, I believe so. Absolutely.
I know that the Block M holds water as long as Sparty is gone. If the Block S is gone and the green and white's out of the tournament, people focus more on Michigan.
Well, that's because a lot's come to be expected of the Spartans basketball program.
Right, but if they're both at the tournament and they're both doing the same rate, like if they're both in the Elite Eight, there wouldn't be as much talk about Michigan being in the Elite Eight as there would be at Sparty. even if they're doing the same, in the tournament, even if they have the same expectations.
Yeah, but you got to understand. You got to understand. Up here, dude, 4 hours, 2 to 6, nothing except for a 15-minute segment. Nothing but U of M basketball tournament talk for 4 hours.
Right, and my point is, I would wonder if that would be the same thing. If
It would
Sparty
be 2
didn't-
hours. It would be 4 hours of each, or 2 hours of one, 2 hours of the other, or probably more likely an hour and a half. They try to let's get to Michigan. Let's talk about the Michigan game and their matchup. Let's talk about State's game and their matchup. And then the last hour is fucking fans calling in talking shit about each other. That's really what it turned into. Seriously, that's what it would really turn into.
They played Louisville in 2013 and lost. And since then, Elite Eight, first round, Sweet 16. Oh shit! They played in the national championship in 2018.
Yeah,
Lost to Villanova. Sweet 16, 2019.
They've had some respectable runs.
So yeah, it's starting to. I guess is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. It's just still. I just can't. I can't watch the modern basketball game, man. It's so fucking boring, dude. It's just so boring. I maybe if I start, if there's a genie out there and wants to grant me a wish, give me enough money to where I feel comfortable fucking betting on sports. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Put some money on the game, then I'll give a shit. Because I just don't. I don't care.
Well, I do want to say this before we get off of the tournament. We're looking for who's going to be the standout, who's going to be the one that, oh my God. And nobody, I'll guarantee you, nobody had Oregon State coming in and playing to go into the Elite Eight.
Is that this year's fucking Cinderella team?
It is. Oregon State's ranked number 12. They beat number 5 Tennessee. And then they beat one of the best teams in the country at Oklahoma State. They had the best player in the country at Oklahoma State.
They told Sister Jean and her old ass to go the fuck home.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Chicago.
Yo, the memes. Yo, they've already got fucking crying Jordan on Sister fucking Jean's face, carrying the Illinois Lola L, like literally taking that L. Dude, I'm like, wow, man. There's a lot of hatred for that old woman. Like, no bullshit. Like, apparently, here, I'm gonna send you guys the meme. You can fucking take a look. Apparently, there's like Reddit or Twitter or Facebook groups of like, we hate this bitch, and I'm just like, why? Why? Because she's old roots for a basketball team. What does this bitch do to you?
The internet loves to hate things.
Just it's the emphasis that the team put on Sister whatever.
She's old as fuck, and she's around, and she's happy to see her team. I mean, every year this is probably like Christmas, New Year's, her birthday, and her first orgasm all rolled into one when she gets to see that team play another game in another tournament. Because that means, holy shit, I made it another fucking year around this goddamn fucking.
She's like 99
star.
or 100. Like, she's literally. Yeah. We looked it up. Like, she's old as fuck. Like,
she's just happy to be anywhere at this point. Yeah. Either that or is she truly a sister? Is she like a Catholic?
She's a nun.
Oh, well that tells you everything you need to know right then, dude. That's sexual frustration manifesting itself some way.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, come on, man.
But
I don't know what dick feels like, so I love basketball.
They put so much emphasis on Sister Jean being the reason that Loyola Chicago was doing so well that year.
Really?
People were
like, playing?
That's what everybody was like.
Seriously? Dude, it's a fucking human interest story to suck in the casual right. fans. Who gives a fuck? Do you think fucking the Bulldog mascot for Georgia is the reason that Matthew Stafford went there? Because the mascot called him up and was like, oh, I see your point. Yeah, you know what?
You got a FaceTime from a dog.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude? No.
I like how you carry your ball sack. I'm in. Yeah. Well, unfortunately for Oregon State, they're going up against Houston here in about 2 hours. So I think that'll be the end of that Cinderella.
What if they beat them? Huh?
Oh, shit. I will cry for my bracket at that point.
I just wish I was talented enough to make fucking parody songs, because I want to take that song "Cry Little Sister" that was in Lost Boys and have "Cry for My Bracket" as the lyrics, because it fits. And you just said it, and I'm just like, because yeah, dude, everybody's brackets are fucked, and I'm just like, I didn't fill one out. Can't lose if you don't play. And it wasn't because I was being a rebel. I just completely forgot to fill one out.
A lot of what do they call it? Ice, the year of the upset.
Yeah,
a lot of lower seeded teams winning this year.
Yeah, that's what I picked up. There's a whole lot of angry stick figures flipping table memes, and those tables had people's brackets on them.
But see, by right now though, it's getting into the Elite Eight. Like Michigan right now is playing to get in the Elite Eight, and the bracket's righted itself. Like I said, KU is the only one in my Final Four that ain't in. Gonzaga, Michigan, and Houston are my Final Four. There's still a chance for all of them. Gonzaga is in. Michigan's playing and winning right now, knock on wood. And then in 2 hours, Houston will play. So by the time you get to the Elite Eight, the bracket writes itself. Yeah, you had a good day. Sorry about your luck. You need to have a good month.
Are you bucking for a new nickname? You want a nickname change? Is this what this is? You want to start calling you like Nostradamus or something?
No, I'm the Iceman. I called it, everyone. You can look at my bracket.
Called it.
Just saying.
My bracket's tight as fuck.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Out of 1,900 points, I'm only down 300 or 400. There's people that have, like fucking Chris is under 1,000 points possible. Yeah,
but here's
I'm
the
even
deal,
saying
man.
that he's going to get it.
I guess what?
Unless I miss,
I don't really care.
Yeah, that's what I was supposed to say. Unless I miss something, y'all ain't playing for money. This is just fucking bragging rights.
Bragging right, and that's what I'm doing. Bragging right, like a motherfucker.
Jesus God.
Sporgy. ChristopherMedia.net.
This is your new home speaking. I know you haven't moved in yet, but I need some favors. Could you dust the blinds? The dust makes me feel dusty. Also, we could save a lot of money if you bundled your home and car insurance with Geico. It's super easy to do online or over the phone. Last favor, when you move in, could you stick to one aesthetic? The last owner had a weird mix of floral wallpaper and nautical tchotchkes, and I can't have another identity crisis.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
Amazon is hiring near you, looking for team members who know that their work is important and that every package matters. Find a job that fits your life with competitive wages, reliable hours, and benefits. Let's work together, from boxing it up to sending it on its way. Every step offers a different role and schedule. So, are you ready to work together in your community? Visit Amazon.com/apply to see what's available. That's Amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
At NJM Insurance, making our customers happy is what makes us number one. J.D. Power ranked us first in the nation for customer satisfaction with the auto insurance claims experience. Get award-winning service at NJM.com. This isn't just insurance, it's NJM.
This is your new home speaking. I know you haven't moved in yet, but I need some favors. Could you dust the blinds? The dust makes me feel dusty. Also, we could save a lot of money if you bundled your home and car insurance with Geico. It's super easy to do online or over the phone. Last favor, when you move in, could you stick to one aesthetic? The last owner had a weird mix of floral wallpaper and nautical tchotchkes, and I can't have another identity crisis.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
If we go to page 11 in the presentation, you'll see that You'll see we're on target to meet our quarterly...
Some things never change, like nobody can resist popping plastic bubbles. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
As I was saying, we're on target to meet... Excuse me, Miss Hansen.
Sorry, almost done.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired fitness celebrity Billy Blanks.
Okay, everybody, our car just got a broken windshield. How about we blow off some steam? Now punch, now kick.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's going to make me want to go jab and jab.
Nope. Your Geico claims team is always there for you.
Okay, do I still get my post-workout protein shake?
Sure, Billy. Geico, great service without all the drama.
ChristopherMedia.net. Sporgy.
Should we talk about sexual assault? Hey, by the way, we're canceled. At no time did we bring up the women's tournament. How dare us?
I forgot there was a women's tournament.
When all 15 of our listeners get upset and all write us letters, then I'll worry about it, okay? Till then, go ahead and cancel us. It's probably going to actually do us more good than not, than hurt us. There's two groups that are impervious to cancellation. Too big, don't give a fuck. That's your Joe Rogans, your Bill Burrs, your Dave Chappelle's. No one knows who they are. Please bring us up.
Yeah, too small to matter, yeah.
Yeah, you can't cancel us because no one knows who the fuck we are.
I mean, how dare us? We should have led with the women's tournament.
Well, not even that. The women's tournament's turned into the 90s Bulls, man. UConn's going to win the women's tournament.
Oh, God. I forget. He allegedly pretends to watch. Okay.
Not kidding.
Okay. You'll get no argument from us because we don't know. Nor do we give a fuck. And I'm tired of pretending about shit I don't give a fuck about. None of these people give a fuck about me. I barely give a fuck about any of the people playing in the men's tournament. So I damn sure don't give a fuck about anybody playing in the women's tournament. So
this whole conversation gets us canceled.
It is what it is, man. What you want me to say?
So, yeah. Well, so Deshaun Watson. Hey, Ice.
Women.
Remember the last show when you were like, this won't be anything? And I was like, dude, it's going to be something. They're already talking about 4 more people. And that was 10 days ago.
No, that situation is... Oh, boy.
I just don't understand how he didn't just have a stable. Like, you're a quarterback in the NFL. You're rich and you're famous. How do you not have, 14 different women on speed dial? So, if the one you want to call on it isn't free, you got a backup for each day of the week. I don't understand this.
I think
what I don't understand is how all of these women were okay when it happened, but now one says that it was, sexual harassment, and they all do.
Well, hold on, because we're getting way into the. Okay, we just fucking took a quantum leap over a whole lot of the story to get to the most immediate part of the story. So let's back this up a second. Okay. I'm all about due process. Having said that, this much smoke tends to be some sort of fire.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he is going around sexually assaulting women because I don't know that. I'm not saying he's not because I don't know that either. But it does sound like he gets off on the thrill of the chase. And he's probably one of those guys, because guys who tend to get off on the thrill of the chase are unpracticed at not getting what they want when it comes to their advances towards women, because they think it's a game. I got to wear them down. That shit might have flew 30 years ago. You ain't pulling that shit today without somebody saying, hey, that was unwelcome fucking advances, and that's all it takes. And so there's my reservations about his end of this. Reservations about the girls, the women's end, the women's. I'm assuming they're all of age, right? We haven't heard any underage shit yet, right?
No, they're all adult women.
Okay. Because you never fucking know. People start throwing anything at the wall to see what's going to stick. Because once That's the other thing. Once people smell blood in the water, sharks will come. And it does kind of set me kind of like, what? The statute of limitations can't be up on all this. Why has there not been any criminal charges? Why are these all civil suits? Which, by the way, you don't have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. If you want to get right down to it legally, you're supposed to have 51%, at least that, leaning towards one side or the other. You make your ruling on that. So it's a lower legal standard, obviously. Because we're not talking about throwing someone in jail for fucking 20 years over a civil suit. We're just talking about taking away their fucking money from them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to be flippant about either, because neither situation, if you're facing it, you want to be cavalier about. But yeah, no, let's be honest. I rather if they're going to pick one of them to really watch keeping my ass out of prison for the next 25 years.
But still, I mean, let's ice, so what you're saying, let's just say half of them are lying. That's still like 11 people. Aren't they up to like 22 or something now?
Last number I heard was in the 20s, yeah. And I mean, here's the thing. What have you heard exactly he did? Because I've heard everything from he groped them to he sniffed their butt forcefully.
See, the common thread I keep
showing
hearing,
them the penis.
Yeah, the common thread I keep hearing is he just all of a sudden it's like, hey, check it out, there it is. His dick tends to come out
during a massage.
Yeah,
where you're naked with a towel draped over you, not even wrapped around you. I mean, no,
but asking him things like, "What are you going to do about that?" Shit like that, like. Just being a creep.
See, now here, and okay, yeah, is that creepy ass shit? Yeah. Is that fucking, I don't know, is it actionable? I guess. But if that's it, no one was touched. And, I mean, he can walk in, any lawyer with a saw could punch a hole of reasonable doubt through. My client was getting a massage. He can't help an involuntary reaction like that. He didn't touch her. He didn't, try to force himself on her. He made an off-color joke. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. So I guess that makes more sense. I don't know. The whole thing's fucked up. Jesus fucking, you're right. What? You can't call a high-class hooker?
Yeah. Or just not like you go to 31 other cities. You ain't got like if I was in his situation, his age, like just I'd probably have AIDS by now, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's what are you going to rub and tugs for, or call him? He was going to, or call him a suit. Like I don't understand it.
See, but this goes back to what I keep hearing from people when I say that to them about these type of situations. They go, because you're coming at it from a standard viewpoint of a guy trying to get laid. You're attracted to a female, and you're like, if I'm trying to get in her pants, I'm not going to pull some bullshit like this. He's coming at it from a position of, hey, I am who I am. I just get what I want. Now come here and take care of this.
Deshaun wants to come. Who want to make Deshaun Watson come?
Now, I mean, to me, that's a stretch to assume that's what's going on in his head. But it's also a stretch for me to assume it's not going on in his head. Right. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't. Can we talk about another aspect of this case, though? And I'll be the guy that brings it up. I'll save you this one, Ice. Well, do you think the media's been kind of downplaying this a little bit? I bet if he was a white...
certain groups in the media have definitely...
If he was a white football player who voted for Trump, you think the media'd be this quiet about him?
No, I can't remember who the sports journalist...
Clay Travis going after Jamil Hill?
When he said, when I'm paraphrasing, but essentially two cultures that depend on playing the victim meet, silence is what comes out of it. Basically... it's a no-win situation because you have to assign a hierarchy to victimhood status here. Is this happening to him because of systemic racism and they're coming after another successful, powerful black man? Or is this just another example of a powerful, rich man abusing his power and holding it over someone and instead of punching down, I guess trying to fuck down.
Okay, you also have another issue, and that's the Me Too movement and people like Kamala Harris and AOC, where you must believe the woman. You can't. You can question, but you have to believe what she's telling you is true.
I get what you're saying, and I understand that was a blanket fucking statement made, but to be brutally fair and tell the truth and shame the devil and fuck the narrative, I haven't heard a quote from either of these women on this subject. So I really don't give a fuck I get their overarching theme because they're politicians is believe all women. That's nice. They haven't talked about this subject in particular.
Dude, they haven't talked about the fucking governor of New York, let alone this black athlete. The white Italian governor of New York.
Well, yeah, because he's, again, all of a sudden...
Democrat.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're interested in due process when one of their people is... Yeah.
I mean, sorry, not sorry. When it gets to the point of 20-something women... and nobody said shit about Deshaun Watson when he did it in and of the time. I'm not saying he didn't attempt. All right? It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying he was coming off a bit, creepy-ish even. But if you weren't offended then enough to say something to somebody, fuck you and wanting to say it now for the money.
Oh, well...
I mean, if it was like a joke between you and your client that you were massaging, like,
I think we've determined a few years ago.
Say hi and shit.
But I think we determined a few years ago you can't say that shit anymore. Like, dude,
whatever.
That ship has sailed, man.
Fuck you. That's why. If you were offended then enough to say something to somebody and get this out there, but you want to be offended enough now because somebody had the balls to say it, and you want to get in on the coattails of the money train?
The one thing that makes me scratch my chin about it is, Rich brought it up right away, is they're all civil suits. That does make me go, huh.
It's kind of a big red flag, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they're all...
That just goes to with the civil suit.
Burden of proof's lower, so it's easier to get paid. Let's be honest.
You don't want him charged with a crime.
Yeah.
You just want money from him because he showed you his dick.
Yeah, if you're truly up, yeah. And here in 2021, it was 3 men sitting around talking about this. Well, yeah, we're on the other...
Yeah,
there's a man involved in this.
You know who sits around talking about white males and what they think and what they feel more than anybody else? Everybody who's not a white male.
It's true.
That's what the fuck we do. Get the fuck over yourself. Like, I just don't... That's not a criticism. That's an excuse. That's a shortcut to thinking. Because you're lazy. Period. End of story.
That's my 2021 brain kicking in.
Like, well, if you're going to be that dismissive of a whole group of people, then I'm going to be that dismissive of you as an individual. See? I still have some morals.
Let's move this to something that somebody's done that has nothing to do with sex. For instance... McDonald's, all right? Some kid put their hand on a hot coffee maker and got a whole bunch of money.
That's not what happened. That's not what happened. It was a fucking 60-something-year-old lady that went into McDonald's, was getting her morning coffee. They gave it to her with a lid that wasn't completely shut. She put it between her legs, it spilled. Now, maximum, I believe in the state she was in, coffee, the temperature coffee is supposed to be served at, it's 180. That shit was over 245 degrees. She ended up having third-degree burns and skin grafts done on the inside of her thighs and her buttocks, okay? That woman got fucked up because somebody just said, fuck it, dime the coffee maker because we could keep serving it and keep it hot for longer. That's what happened.
Okay, now, Rich, let me ask you this. What if 20 different people now come forward and say, hey, I was burned by it too. I want some of that money.
Well, the lawyers already handled that 5
point
years
is,
ago.
If you weren't burnt by that coffee bad enough to take some action then, fuck you and wanting to take some action now because somebody got really fucked up.
Well, that's kind of the problem, isn't it? With problem? I don't know. That's kind of one of the issues with a civil suit, isn't it? Is that it allows people to not have to have the burden of proof, not have to go through the legal system as far as the criminal part. It's just purely civil court. So I get what you're saying. I understand totally where you're coming from. All right. I don't know what's going on. It's a very weird situation. I don't understand it. But then again, maybe some people were right. Maybe I don't have that mindset. So how could I understand it? Never in a million years would I be getting a massage and try to roll over and wave fucking, my fucking boner at anybody and be like, so what are we going to do about this? Like that, really? That's the best you got? That's the best you come up with?
I think this is actually Tiger Woods part 2 because none of the waitresses came forward until one of them did,
no one in the Tiger Woods things tried to sue anybody. Those were all willing participants.
Yeah, that was a completely different story because that was Tiger Woods. He wasn't being real. He wasn't being honest. Like, bottom line, like we've talked about before, Patrice O'Neal said it. If he had just come out and said, I like my butthole licked, my wife won't do it, but this waffle waitress will. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to tie this bitch up and piss in her mouth. The wife won't let me do it, but this bitch will. So, I got eclectic taste.
Like, didn't you watch that documentary? That was, what was it, HBO? Was on like a month ago? Everyone was a willing participant, Ice. Like,
I'm just saying that people don't say shit until it gets brought out, and then they're like, oh, here's my 2 cents.
Well, yeah, welcome to the United States. Is your first day?
Yeah.
You just get an internet connection?
It's just been a long time that's got me fucking fed up with it. You don't like dick while you're giving a massage to be mentioned? Then don't be a fucking masseuse.
Wait a minute. I understand that according to the movie Ted 2, you're never more than 3 clicks away from big black cock, but is getting an eye full of big black cock a prerequisite to being a masseuse?
Probably not.
I'm just saying,
but it could happen.
You think there's a day in masseuse school where they covered big black cock? Probably not.
There is a day in the masseuse school that they probably cover nudity. You're gonna see something, be professional.
I got you.
For what you want,
Look, man, here's the deal, and this is all so fucking subjective, because we all know this. If he's doing this, and this is his go-to move, this is his big move, is essentially the nude move, then it's obviously worked for him, or else he wouldn't keep going back to it.
It's another point I've heard somebody make. Like, these are the people it didn't work on.
I mean, dude, seriously, how many fucking times are you going to do that if you just get fucking slammed and shut down and dunked on by every chick you try it with? Like, dude, you ain't going to do it more than maybe once, twice, 3 times if you really are convinced that you got a good rap down pat for the last time.
Am I a bad person because I now want to know his success rate?
But here's the thing. There has to be one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
333 put you in the Hall of Fame. So
so here's my question. Now, if he turned over and he had a rock hard fucking dick and was like, hey, what are we gonna do about this? And the masseuse was like, oh, I got that, and hunkered down on it. Now, did he persuade her? Did he basically, was there an implication you better give your consent or else I'm going to take what I want? Because you know that it can never just be a consensual act.
No, there wasn't any,
because the power dynamic is off.
There you go. There was never anything like that. The stuff that kind of looks bad, well, I mean, it all looks bad. But is a lot of people, he would double back the next day and be like, hey, I got a career, you got a career, we both don't want them fucked with. Like doing that kind of. He'd go back the next day and do the mafia shakedown. And that does not bode well for him either.
No. So, yeah, good luck with that. Just saying.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That puts this in a completely different light. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like the accusations of a certain comedian. Well, Louis C.K., I mean, it's everybody, if you know who the fuck he is, you know about the accusations about him, supposedly, hey, you mind if I jerk off in front of female comedians? And I'm going, oh, go ahead. And then he does, which isn't even alleged because they both.
I asked you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Sarah Silverman, a couple other female comedians have come out and said, that's Louis. He's going to ask you. And if you say no, he puts it away. And I'm like, that's very fucking strange, but
all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. It's like,
that boy good.
Is that sexual assault? It's not physical assault. I mean, it's indecent exposure, I guess, if he took his shit out before he asked.
Put that away. No one wants to see that, Louis.
You know what I'm saying? But now, what made me kind of go, was some reports that they're all alleged that his people were like, you go out, give an apology, be very contrite. Hey, I got some sexual, weird shit. This is one of them. I never did it against anyone's will, but be very apologetic. We'll handle the damage control. And they went around on his behalf, but acting like he didn't know that they were doing it, going, what's this going to take to go away? And if they fucking tried to play hardball, hey, we're pretty powerful. We can make your life miserable in this town. If that happened, then that makes, you see what I'm saying? That makes him look so much worse than just apologizing.
Yeah. No, he'd never. The thing about Watson is he's never apologized in the beginning. He's been very Antonio Brown about it. Yeah. No, dude, but very Antonio Brown about it, like calling people out, like calling it a cash grab, yeah.
Wouldn't it be fucked up if, and I'm not saying this is going to be Watson, but if there was just one fucking, sports guy would be amazing, but it would be even better if it was a politician just come out and be like, look, man, come on, we all know what it is, right? Like, seriously, I'm throwing my dick around, seeing how much pussy it lands in. Right? Sorry, I fucked up. I mean, I misread the situation. No harm, no foul. Mm-hmm. And people just be like, damn, dude. And be like, hey, and all these motherfuckers, you shouldn't do this. Yeah, check their fucking IP addresses on their fucking email accounts, see how many dick pics they fired off without fucking being asked about. Hey, can I see one? Because no one ever gets asked for one. If you do, it's a gay man on the other end posing as a woman.
I would love to see a sports figure just be like, I am 27 years old and made $40 million last year. What the fuck do you think I'm trying to do?
Yes.
And I'm single to boot.
Yeah, exactly. What? I am not married. What the fuck do you think I'm doing?
Oh, God. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, and you going to tell me it's any different for women? Seriously? I mean, to be brutally honest with you, if anybody who grew up around our age remembers the Go-Go's and remembers the fucking tapes, the underground tapes that got circulated around of them with their male groupies and shit.
Then they make a dude beat off.
Yeah, and like do weird sexual shit with food and shit. And I'm like, oh, so just like what Led Zeppelin did, but they're horrible. But this is empowering and liberating.
That cool. Led Zeppelin shit is alleged with the fish. That is alleged.
I'm not going into detail.
Every story I have read is they always make sure they put alleged, but everyone seems to have the same details, but it's all alleged.
Yeah. It's like when Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, Marianne Faithfull, and someone else, they all four got busted. The London Police Department busted in on them, and they're all naked, high off their asses, basically having a big old fucking swap fest. And Marianne Faithfull had a fucking Mars bar shoved up her cooch. It's like alleged, and it's like, wait a minute, that's in the police report, that's in the that's in the court records. I think we're beyond alleged at this point.
Hey,
I think it's a proven statement.
They walked in mid-insertion on that.
She was hungry. What are you going to do?
Hey, your vagina doesn't look like
when
itself
they
right
went
now. Here's a Snickers. Feel better?
Her vagina wanted some chocolate, and there wasn't a black dude around. They had to improvise.
I watched a documentary show on Wendy Williams, and
She doesn't go relate back to sports whatsoever.
Well, when she was trying to do her radio shows and everything, she was date raped once, and then had this empowered movement that would never happen again. And people said, they seen Wendy Williams hanging around and swapping out with guys here and there. So, I mean, for a guy to do it on his rise to fame, like Deshaun Watson, I don't understand why it's wrong for him, but somebody on the rise to fame like Wendy Williams, meh.
Wait, what?
I don't understand what Wendy Williams being date raped has to do with her running through young dick.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
She took control of her.
Okay, good for her. But what's that going to do with running through young dick?
Wait, here's my point. She was swapping out with young dick and was looked at as liberated and, a rise of women power. But when Deshaun Watson does it, it was offensive.
That's been that way for a while, man. Bro, Stella got her groove back is what bored 45-year-old housewives aspire to be.
By the way,
no one wants to be fucking the dad from American Beauty.
Is Young Dick a new rapper that I don't know about?
It's just literally Dick that's under 30. I'm guessing that's. And if they jerk off with Jergens, it maybe a dick. An over 40 body, but an under 30 dick, because it's so fucking moisturized. I don't know.
It's got that remix with Ariana Grande.
No, it's just the way it is, man. It's for years and years and years and years, and fucking for the longest time, not in all of history, as fucking a lot of people would try to make you fucking believe, because nothing's been one way in all of history. But yeah, guys could fuck as much as they want, and it was seen as whatever. And women did it; they were hoes. Now guys, they were like, "Don't you feel shame?" And guys were like, "No."
Womanizer.
You're a hoe. Okay, I'm a hoe. Doesn't matter. Still had sex. Like that's how guys. So then it was like now you're a predator. Oh, now you're gonna start calling me shit that could come with legal ramifications. Oh, okay. So now guys don't talk about it. There's still as much hoeing going on. There's still as much fucking. Go on Tinder. You know what you do? Try to find anyone who knows anyone in the sports industry and really knows the athletes. And sit down and just ask them. Don't even ask names. Don't you got any just stories you can just keep vague and in general? You don't have to give me specifics about players or teams or sports or anything about them fucking around on their wives and girlfriends and all the bullshit that comes with it. Dude, ain't nothing new under the sun. You can't do that shit now. You gotta do it. You gotta do your dirt quietly. You gotta be Derek Jeter. You gotta give him a nice parting gift and send them on their way.
Watch highlight videos with him.
And hey, you know what? This was brought up. I want to say it was Jay Moore on some podcast. It was probably in the last. It's been since Jeter retired. So however long since Jeter's been retired, brought up. He's like, the climate now. Jeter was starting out right now. We might not know anything about his private life because I don't know if he could live his life like he did now in the spotlight. I mean, dude, he was running through fucking.
Dude, his team photo, dude.
I mean, him and Alex Rodriguez. I mean, dude.
Right, but don't they have like a disease though?
Does it matter?
What, the herpes virus? You mean the virus that 80% of the fucking world carries? If you've had chickenpox, congratulations, you got the herpes virus in you. Whether it ever breaks out or not, it has nothing to do with having the virus. So, yeah.
Through all my stigmatism and hoeing, I don't have a virus, so yay.
That you know of.
Got the Magic Johnson AIDS, but he just ain't opened up any movie theaters yet.
My ass got infected, coach.
I attained the virus, coach.
Yeah.
Attained? Wait, did you set out to get it? Like, I don't understand. Like, so
no, That's Magic stands for. My ass got infected, Coach.
So, Jesus fucking Christ. We really going back to 1991 with that tired-ass joke? We go back to Johnson in the wheelchair.
Only that motherfucker is still living. He's still doing healthy as a motherfucker.
Yeah, 30
and he
years
got
later.
it in a time. He got it at a time when motherfuckers were dying left to right.
He got it the year Freddie Mercury died from it.
See?
You know what I'm saying? And Freddie Mercury like announced he had AIDS, and before he got that last syllable out, dropped dead from AIDS. So I mean, it's like, dude, I got you, but still, it's an old ass joke.
Derek Jeter's
still trying to figure out how the fuck he's still alive.
Money.
Did you look up Derek Jeter's who dated who? Minka Kelly, Jessica Biel, Adriana Lima, Vita Guerra, Jessica Alba, Vanessa Lachey, Jordana Brewster.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Two people I've never heard of, but they're super hot. Then Mariah Carey, Rachel Yucatel. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Dude, Jordana Brewster, Vita Guerra,
Dude,
Minka Kelly.
I still think Mariah Carey's hot. I'd fuck Mariah Carey right now. I still think she's hot.
She's just not that good type of crazy. I don't trust it. Like, she's that bad type of crazy. She's so crazy she's bad in the bedroom. Like, I just don't buy it, dude. I don't think she... You picture her doing some crazy, like, filthy, nasty, embarrass her parents' $2 hooker shit in the bath.
Yes, I can.
You can? You can?
Yes, I can.
You think she would? All right, you got a better imagination. Hey.
I seen her dance in the videos back in the day.
Hey, go ahead and make up a deep fake of it and go ahead and send it to me what your ideas would be. What she would do.
Some R&D.
I'll take a look. Yeah, Lucius Fox. Yeah, this is like Batman Begins. Yeah. Be my Morgan Freeman. Hook me up with that.
After the thing with Nick Gannon, man, I'm good. I'm Mariah Carey.
Whatever, man.
It's just
like, here's the fucked up part. If this is his go-to move, and he does have success with it, it's hard to beat success as a positive reinforcement. It really is. But if he has less success than he has success with this, why has no one pulled him aside and said, dude, do you understand how much you have to lose? You can't play this fast and loose. I mean, is this just a case of young guy not listening?
Yeah, I would guess so. Because here's my thing. If he has a success rate, which you guys have already determined he's had to have.
He had to have.
Then why not stick with the ones that are successful? Why keep spreading it around and threatening your fucking future?
Oh, Jesus. New pussy. Like, we go to the...
Come on,
like,
dude.
we go to the strip club and look at them. It's like when you come home from the strip club and your wife's like, I signed up for a strip class. Oh, because, yes, that's what I'm appreciating on these bitches. Their dance moves.
Yeah.
Like, no, first of all, I can look past the C-section scar on Portia because Portia got some huge titties, okay? But that's about it. All right? I'm not there for her dance moves because she dances like a fucking junkie on the nod in a hurricane. She just kind of stands there and sways. Like, what the fuck? And you know exactly what I'm talking about, Earl, because you've seen bitches with the fucking dope fiend lean on stage. Am I wrong?
No.
It's new pussy. That's why. Don't sit here and act like you don't know why. Like, you of all people.
What is this having a penis? What's this about?
Yeah, Mr. Fucking Ghost of Pussy Pass.
Yeah.
No, but there again, you guys are thinking like us and not like him. Like I said, it's not that he wants the new pussy, but look what he's putting at risk. Us going around getting the new pussy is us. What are you going to take from us, my dog? I mean, come on.
Damn.
But him?
I get what you're saying, but why you got to say it like that? God damn. But no, you are right, Ice. So savor that. You are right on that. Yeah, dude. He signed a record-breaking contract last offseason. You're risking all that shit for what? For a handy? From a stranger? Call a hooker like a normal person.
Call the girl that gave you the success last time. Was she not pretty enough?
Or call her and be like, hey, you got a friend?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you both come on over?
Why don't you fucking network that shit?
Everybody's going to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that. I got you.
Wow, shit.
I got you. But no, and here's something we haven't even talked about, which is this motherfucker has been actively campaigning to get the fuck out of Houston. This has got to shit all over that, right? I mean, what?
No, he's going to get out of Houston, but where's he going to go?
Listen to me. First of all, stop answering questions that I haven't even asked yet. You don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. Okay? They ain't going to get what they thought they were going to get before the first one of these broke, is what I'm saying. Do they even bother to fucking move him at this point? Because they're not going to get what they feel is market value for him. Who's going to give up fucking 3 overall picks, 1 possibly a first round, whether it's this year or next year, for him, plus a 2nd and 3rd round? Seriously. Am I on an island on my own here?
No, but my question is, can they even play him in Houston?
He did just throw for the most yards last season. He's still.
I'll understand, but this goes.
We have to remember that he's still. Remember, if you're good, there's a big curve. If you're good,
right, and we're going to find out just how good they think he is because Ray Rice was cut like a motherfucker. So was Hunt.
Ray Rice was at the end of his career, and Kareem ended up back on a team the same season, and he's doing just fine for himself.
Right, but they cut him quick as shit.
Yeah.
So my question is Deshaun Watson going to be one of those cut quick as shit and then end up somewhere else? Or
one of the conspiracy theories is that the Houston, the Texans owner and front office basically cooked this whole controversy up. That's why it's not in a criminal court. It's in a civil court because it's just enough to scare off other teams offering fair market value for a player of Deshaun Watson's fucking caliber.
But before you said that, I didn't think about it. But yeah, that would be fucked if your own team fucked you like that.
So that's the conspiracy theory that I've heard floating around that like 1 out of every seems like 10 people that's a Houston fan that makes it known in a comment section has brought up, and I'm like, I know they take football seriously in Texas, but that's asking for me to believe a lot of
that's
fucking
what I'm saying. Like,
parts.
I'm saying to that person, like, okay, if he was outright denying it, yeah, I'd totally buy what you're saying, but he's not. Like, if you've heard him clap back on this. It definitely doesn't sound like I didn't do this shit. These people are crazy, and the truth will prevail. It's not how he's handling it.
Sportgene, ChristopherMedia.net.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired fitness celebrity Billy Blanks.
Okay, everybody, our car just got a broken windshield. How about we blow off some steam? Now punch, now kick.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's going to make me want to go jab and jab.
Nope. Your Geico claims team is always there for you.
Okay, do I still get my post-workout protein shake?
Sure, Billy. Geico, great service without all the drama.
If you've got a personal auto insurance question, you could talk to a cab driver, although the policies he recommends might include avoiding the interstate, beating traffic by taking the back roads, and only making left turns when absolutely necessary. Or you could talk to your local Geico agent, whose policy is to use their expertise to navigate your insurance, finding the best route to help you save money on insurance for your home, car, and more. And as an added bonus, you'll be able to avoid traffic jams and potholes entirely. To find a Geico agent near you, visit geico.com/local. If you've got a personal auto insurance question, you could talk to a cab driver, although the policies he recommends might include avoiding the interstate, beating traffic by taking the back roads, and only making left turns when absolutely necessary. Or you could talk to your local Geico agent, whose policy is to use their expertise to navigate your insurance, finding the best route to help you save money on insurance for your home, car, and more. And as an added bonus, you'll be able to avoid traffic jams and potholes entirely. To find a Geico agent near you, visit geico.com/local. This is your new home speaking. I know you haven't moved in yet, but I need some favors. Could you dust the blinds? The dust makes me feel dusty. Also, we could save a lot of money if you bundled your home and car insurance with Geico. It's super easy to do online or over the phone. Last favor, when you move in, could you stick to one aesthetic? The last owner had a weird mix of floral wallpaper and nautical tchotchkes, and I can't have another identity crisis.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
ChristopherMedia.net. Sporgy.
I don't know, man. That motherfucker's got a tinfoil hat bigger than anything I've ever made. That's up enough to be struck by lightning.
Who are you talking about?
People that think that the team is sabotaging his trade.
Oh, well, dude, hey, man, it's not like I fucking am in close personal friends with these type of people. These are people I find on the internet and comment sections. I don't even interact with them. I just read, shake my head, and laugh.
I'm just saying, they got some tinfoil hat issues. Because that'd be fucked up. That'd be a precedent that was set that I can't even fathom.
But here's as fucked up as that is. If you look, I mean, now granted, this is a lot of this goes back like early 60s and before. Especially back at around like the 1800s, 20s, 30s, and 40s in baseball. Dude, there was a lot of fucking bullshit and collusion and boxing players out and blacklisting players and keeping like owners swapping. They knew what other players made on other teams, but even like the guys on the Yankees didn't know who except everybody knew what Babe Ruth made because it was all over the place. But you know what I'm saying? Like the other guys in the Yankees didn't know what the guy next to him was making, and you weren't supposed to talk about it. Like there was all this shit to keep shit out of the fucking press. That did happen. But that was also because it was a completely different time, and guys if we're talking about the 20s and 30s, that's 100 years ago at this point. Could you keep this shit that quiet with that many fucking moving pieces?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. And that's when, shit broke. But when a team actively goes and looks for somebody, and are you saying that they, like, talked to the masseuse and was like, he showed you his dick, right? That's sexual assault, right? We can get a court case out of that, right? Pay you a lot of money and, like, talk them into fucking with him?
Right. Apparently that's I mean, there's they're conspiracy theories. It depends on who you're talking to, who believes them. Everybody believes a variance of that theory. Yes, how it got to that point is different. I didn't see a whole lot of people explaining that. I just saw a whole lot of people going, "He's been set up. He's been railroaded. This is a conspiracy against him."
That'd be fucked up, man. That'd be totally fucked. I'm telling you. And you know what, though?
I mean, I don't believe it, but it's an entertaining thought experiment just to pass the time.
And as much as the Texans and him have been at ends, and the way that they saw that Dallas had to buckle with Dak and shit, it could happen.
I mean, buckle. That motherfucker proved his worth by getting hurt.
Right, but before he got hurt, he was holding out and he wanted a big contract, yada, yada, yada. And then, when he got hurt, Dallas went down and shit. But
that's called
Deshaun
job
Watson
security.
wants out. So, I don't know. I mean, it could. I could see a scenario where the upper office is like, all right, somebody dig something for this
Okay,
guy.
but hold on a sec. Am I crazy? Didn't he want out of Houston? And Houston was like dragging their feet? Like not saying we absolutely will not move him, but not saying we're going to move him and not making any moves. Even like picking up the phone or saying we're taking calls.
Right. I mean, they were dragging their feet.
Okay. Because I'm just wondering, because it's like, it seems like this is no longer part of the story, and it's like, it's a major part of the story. Because if, let's just say tomorrow morning we wake up, all these suits are dropped. And it doesn't matter if he paid them off and they signed NDAs, if you can even do that anymore, or if they just dropped them for whatever reason and we'll never fucking know. Like, this is still, the story is, how's this going to affect him? Because this is going to hang over his head for the rest of his fucking career. Yep. This ain't going anywhere. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, the memes have when you meet your quarterback idol, and it was Brady meeting Elway, or not Elway, but Montana, and it was Peyton Manning meeting whoever the fuck he met, and at the bottom it was Watson meeting Roethlisberger. And I'm just like, oh damn. Yeah, and that sexual assault against Roethlisberger was 2007, man. That's been 14 years ago almost. Okay. And I mean, like, that's still getting brought up. It ain't going nowhere, dude. This is not going anywhere. And he don't have a Super Bowl win under his belt. He ain't a young Ben Roethlisberger. There's still question to him. I don't give a fuck how much you like him as a player. You ain't a GM for a reason. So that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I just feel like that's not being talked about at all. Period. Even in the sports world. And I'm like, that's a major part of this story, isn't it? Because what if Houston just goes, we can't move you, and he goes, I'm not playing, what happens then? I mean, he signed a contract, before last season, right? Did he sign a contract extension before last season?
A very large one.
Okay, so he's on his second year of however long that contract is. He sets out. That's a situation where they could fine him and then sue him for his signing bonus, any signing bonus that he's gotten, and any money in bonuses that he's gotten up to that point.
Look, I would make the Texans deal with what they created. I would go out there and turn into Watson, or not Watson, Captain Crab Legs.
Turn that bitch over as much as possible.
Exactly. I would have 3 fucking interceptions before the first quarter ended.
You turn that ball over like fucking Ellen DeGeneres has to turn over her cushions when she's watching fucking Showgirls.
Seriously.
Just left and right, huh? All right. Well, I mean, dude, fuck it.
Then what do? You have to bench him.
We know that.
And now you got to pay him to sit.
We know that in today's days and time, there are players who went out there and played like shit on purpose. There's players who just said, I'm not playing. I ain't hurt. I'm just not playing till I get my fucking way. So, I mean, I think it's fair at this point, until he proves us otherwise, that anything's on the table. Because, dude, before all this shit broke with the fucking the sexual misconduct, I guess is what it would technically be called. All the reports were, he is pissed and wants out the fuck of Houston.
Right.
They didn't answer butts.
They didn't ask him about the coaches they were hiring or something.
That's what started it. Yep.
Right. And then they started dragging their feet about wanting to trade him, because then he wanted out, period. He wasn't even trying to negotiate.
Well, he was also unhappy with the moves that had been made, and he wasn't consulted. And basically, he was like, if I'm a franchise quarterback, which, by the way, you gave me a contract and paid me as if I am, I'm not even asked about it. I mean, now, whether that's righteous or not, I don't know. I don't know if that's how it would usually happen. Did every did the GM go to Tom Brady before they made a move? Probably, because it's Tom Brady. Same thing with fucking Peyton Manning.
But they didn't go to Aaron Rodgers, though. There was a huge thing about that.
That's what I was about to say, yeah. Did they go to Drew Brees?
I know they went to Drew Brees because he restructured his contract.
No, I'm talking about, well, that's just so we have more room to play with as far as signings and shit. I'm talking about getting rid of key players without even like, hey, look, man, you're our de facto leader till retirement or death. We need you on board with this move. What are you thinking? But understand that just because you give your opinion doesn't mean we're going to do what you said. We're still going to do what we think's best, which is what's called being a grown-up in a business world. Learn to deal with it. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Is that what's common? I mean, if we're talking the rare air guys, the Dan Marinos, the John Elways, the Peyton Mannings, the fucking Tom Bradys are the ones who are the exceptions that get the phone calls from the GMs and the owners. What do you think about this possible move? Then I don't know why he expects that, because you are not that level yet.
Right. And I'm going to go with he thought he was. He got paid like he was, and when he wasn't, it only fueled the fire of the coach, and that's why he fell.
That coach who had GM power too, season before last, was a clusterfuck of a situation, man.
True.
I mean, that whole situation was all fucked up. That's why I was like, I don't know why would he resign unless someone came to him and told him we're going to make it better, and then they start making moves, and he's like, this is the antithesis of getting better.
This is literally getting shitty.
Worse. Yes, yes. You know, it's this pouring kerosene on a fucking fire. It's not helping.
Yeah, you can pour kerosene on a fire and call it water all you want. Obviously, it ain't.
Well, I mean, and then we had some trades. Does anybody know the specifics exactly of the trades? Because I got to feel that, because there was a lot of movement near the top, in the top 5, right? There was 2 teams that switched in the first 5 picks. Am I correct?
I'm not too sure of the picks. I know Sammy Watkins is out of KC.
Hold on.
Yeah, stand by.
If my fucking browser will fucking...
If anybody who's still listening, listens to all the crashing, that's Rich kicking his computer to try to get it to work.
No, Rich, don't kick shit. Shit's too expensive to fix now. I don't throw controllers because they cost $60 a pop to replace. When they were 510, they were a lot easier to Hassan chop across the fucking room.
See all those videos of people throwing it at the TV? I'm beating the shit out of the person who broke my TV.
Okay, so the Niners moved up 9 spots to number 3. Dolphins dropped 3 spots to 6. And the Eagles dropped 6 spots to 12. So it was top 15, not top 5. It says this impacts a handful of quarterbacks and just about every team in the top 15 of the draft, so no big deal. Let's run through the ramifications of the NFL's busy Friday, see why each of the teams involved made these trades, blah, 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 blah. Just show me the and go fuck you. I'm not paying $5.99 to read your fucking article. And I'm done looking up shit. This is why I don't do it. You fucking kidding me? I get all the way through that shit, and you're going to put that shit in at the end? Like, that's like fucking a bitch raw dog, and right after you nut, she's like, by the way, welcome to the disease there is no cure for. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Information could have been helpful beforehand, bitch. But whatever. So, I mean, San Francisco, Jimmy G experiment, obviously done, right?
You would think.
I mean,
they keep saying he's their guy, but we all know that goes.
Oh, you moved up to 3 out of nowhere. Why?
Yeah.
For what? Because from everything that because believe me, there's been much crying, pissing and moaning and gnashing of teeth here in Lion Country because a lot of fucking Lions fans don't think Jared Goff's going to cut it. And they're like, so we need to draft a quarterback to sit behind him, maybe get him acclimated to the system, et cetera, for a season or 2. But they're talking about, all the quarterbacks worth taking are be gone in the first 3-4 picks. And you just had the 49ers bump up to number 3 overall. That tells me they got an eye on one of those top 3 quarterbacks. And the Dolphins obviously feel they got their guy if they drop down to 6. Oh, and by the way, every mock draft I've seen has got the Lions taking a wide receiver at 7 overall.
Yeah, we were saying that last show. Goff needs somebody to throw to. The fuck is he going to throw to? He has no.
Well, they got some free agents.
Who? What, Tyrell Williams? Ooh, a perennial wide receiver 3? Boy, can't wait.
Good times.
Well, all I know is Khalif Raymond is a wide receiver they just signed.
Sure. What practice squad they pick him up off of?
Okay, all right, Brashad Perriman. There you go.
Perriman?
It's not the same Perriman.
No, I know, but is it his kid? Because that Perriman was in the fucking league that long ago. Like, I hope it ain't his fucking slightly younger brother, because that fucker is going to come out there smelling like Ben Gay with a walker. Oh, shit. But, hey, man, look, all I know is the next month, I'm just still riding the high of winning the Super Bowl. It's nice. Never thought it'd happen again. I don't expect shit, anything. They can lose every game next season. I'm happy as a pig in shit. I don't care. I'm not greedy. I'm not Boston. I don't need a bunch of wins. I don't need to be title town for the next 10 years. But
Tampa Bay.
Yes. I didn't say that shit. Yeah, hey, has that shit ever came out of my mouth?
Nope.
Be fair. I don't say that shit. Come on now. That's cheesy.
You don't want to know Tampa Bay?
If I lived in Florida and I heard one of my friends say that, I'd say, do you find it hard to hide the fact that you're gay? I'm just curious because it's the 21st, it's the 21st century and it's the 21st year of the 21st century. Pretty safe to come out. Just saying. No one's going to get mad at you. No one cares, really. But the next month, I get to watch, as a Bucs fan stranded in Lions country, y'all run around like chickens with your head cuts off, talking all this mad shit about your Super Bowl, which is the first round of the first night of the NFL draft. Your Super Bowl lasts 15 minutes, that first pick. That's it. Because every pick after that, garbage. Doesn't matter. That's the only pick that anyone's going to talk about, and you're going to blow it like always. And I'm going to have a front row seat. So thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm praying everything holy that they get a lineman.
Why?
Because they need an offensive lineman like, whoa.
Can't catch the ball.
I don't care if he has the best fucking wide receiver to throw to if he can't get the time to throw it.
Whoa. Who is the new tight end here in town?
Hunter? Is that his name?
No.
Hockenson?
No. Yes. Well, we signed someone from Josh Hill. The Saints.
Yeah, but Hawkinson's didn't he have a Pro Bowl season this last season at tight end? So, I mean, I'm assuming they're hoping that, there's some sort of synergy there between quarterback and tight end because, once again, you ain't named any fucking receivers. It's got me excited. And now, here's the bitch of it. This is a deep-ass fucking free agent class for wide receivers, but you're going to have to dig deep in your pockets to get them, too.
Yep.
And I don't know if the Lions going to want to do that.
Juju's not leaving Pittsburgh for nothing.
Mm-mm.
Well, here's what I'm saying about the Lions, and this is what the people that were like, "Oh, I'm glad that Goff restructured his contract." I'm like, yeah, but you also want them to enter full-on rebuild, and if he's restructuring his contract, he's thinking, "I'm gonna be here long term." He's trying to be like, "Hey, I'm a team player. We don't really need a rebuild. We need a retool. I got a team in the Super Bowl," and it's like, no, a running game and a defense did. You just kind of went along for the ride,
pretty much.
So,
and we got part of that defense too with Brockers. I'm pretty happy about that signing. One of the best tandems on the defensive line. I am not mad at you.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just saying, man. It's going to be interesting because if you take wide receiver, people are automatically going to have fucking PTSD flashbacks of Matt Millen. That's just all there is to it, especially in this town, dude. That left a fucking psychic scar in the NFL football fans of this town. It's gonna be there for another good 20 years.
Well, you mean you still don't own a Roy Williams jersey?
Yeah, or a Mike Williams jersey.
Yeah,
but no,
Charles Rogers jersey.
Rogers. Yeah, man.
I have a Charles Rogers jersey.
You and May.
You're only allowed to wear it if you fall asleep in the drive-thru.
I have a number 80. It's fucked up. All right,
but no. If they go wide receiver, there's going to be a certain amount of people who are going to be like, "Oh shit, here we go again," because you're not new general manager, new coach, new regime. As far as different Ford family member pulling the strings. If they don't. And they do something like you said, go get a lineman, go get a linebacker, whatever the fuck. That better be
the things we need right now.
That better be the motherfucker. That motherfucker better be like the Minister of Defense Part 2, because if it's a repeat of the third overall pick, you took a fucking cornerback that didn't even start half the games, let alone half the snaps of the games he was in, and you took him third overall. You better have been taking the second coming of Deion Sanders third overall at cornerback. Rondé Barber, at least. You know what I'm saying? Something.
Yeah. No, the two things we need badly is a linebacker and an offensive lineman.
I'll just sign the linebacker, some fucking Thor-looking white boy. Long blonde hair and shit. There's a bunch of them now. Apparently, they started breeding them guys after that motherfucker out in Green Bay blew his shit out. I'm dead serious. It's like a bunch of Chris Helmsworth walking around, except for they look more Cro-Magnon than Chris Helmsworth. I mean, it's pretty. Well, all right. Well, anything else,
you're
guys?
talking about Alex Azalon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Did you just... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, that's our final piece right there. Super Bowl, here we come, baby.
God, no, dude.
Yeah.
God, no. We got rid of Jared Davis. He was the first pick in the draft out of Florida for the Lions. So we got rid of him. Our linebacking core is
you were Lions
non-existent.
free. Not to be that guy. Didn't you not care anymore?
I'm just trying out. I'm praying that they prove me wrong. And so far, they kind of have.
Okay.
This new regime looks a bit different.
Always optimistic in April.
Yeah, you got to be. You got to be. However, letting go of Matt Prater was one of the stupidest things they've done this season. Are you fucking retarded?
Hang up some W's and I'll give a shit.
Hang up some W. He has the fucking record for the longest field
I'm
goal.
saying the new coach, dude.
Well, I'm talking about Matt Prater. How do you let go of the guy who has the fucking record for the longest field goal?
Fucking old.
I don't give a fuck.
Because if you want to change the culture of the Lions, the best player on the team should not be the fucking kicker.
Jason Hansen, looking at you.
What's that? You want to change that culture? Hey, maybe the best player on the team is, I don't know, a position player, not a kicker.
Arguably, the best player on the Lions mantle went from Billy Sims to Barry Sanders to Jason Hansen to Megatron to, I guess...
Probably Stafford.
Stafford, yeah. I mean, you did get a kind of a king's ransom for him. Pretty late in his career, too. So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of... I don't want to go back to the state... Like, dude, we used to sit there and be like, would you wear a Hansen jersey? And people were like, dude, it's a kicker. Yeah, but he's the Lions' like overall franchise leader in scores, and he's a lock for the Hall of Fame, and blah blah blah. And they're like, damn,
Best
man,
kicker in the National Football League.
our best player is a kicker. Fuck.
Yeah,
and a really good one too. That's the embarrassing part. You never did anything with him.
Back to, are you new here? This your first day?
Yeah, I know. And then, of course, there's the argument of, well, if he hadn't played half his fucking games in a dome, would he have been as good a kicker as that? And it's like, of course not. Of course he'd have missed more. Weather is always going to factor in.
You know what my new retort to people who like to say stuff like that is? Well, he didn't. So you can fucking speculate all you fucking want. He didn't.
And if a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his balls when he hopped.
right.
Like the record, the history books are written. Sorry.
But they shouldn't have let Prater go. That was stupid. Always good to have him waiting in case, just in case.
Yeah, but
You got a fucking field goal kicker who's accurate halfway down the fucking field.
you know, I heard
Keep that.
But I heard his DD's salary was a drain on the team.
Well, I'm just saying, first of all, I'm sure they didn't fucking block him on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they have his phone number. So if they need a kicker and he's still willing to come out and play, pretty sure I'll pick up the phone if he looks at his cell and it says, oh, Allen Park, Michigan. Probably the Lions. Let me pick this up.
What, not that rib place you like?
The Boneyard. That's Redford, man. That's off Telegraph. Come on.
Hey,
Don't fuck with a fat man about food places, man. I'll tell you where they're at.
I'm an East Side guy. That's my problem.
Yeah. That's true.
I don't know. I think Prater's going to like it in Arizona. He's got a good quarterback, a receiver. He's got some things.
Yeah, you know what he's going to do?
As long as he doesn't get cut, yeah, sure.
Well, you know what he's going to do? He's going to go to the playoffs this year. That's what he's going to do as well.
So he's hoping he don't get cut.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, guys?
Hey, NBA free agency ended. Nothing really earth-shaking there that we didn't talk about last week.
Wait, free agency or trade deadline?
Or trade deadline. Blah.
Okay. I'm like, free agency in the middle of the season?
We do shit different here on Sporgy.
I did hear...
No, go ahead.
I did hear one stat that a caller called in during one of the post-game Pistons bitch sessions, and they said, good to see that Blake Griffin hadn't dunked since November of 2019.
Yep.
Until he gets
New Jersey.
Yeah. Until he gets to Jersey. Then all of a sudden, he's back to trying to posterize motherfuckers.
Yeah. Not only did he dunk, he stared right at the Detroit bench when he did it.
Damn, so he's just mad he had to be here. That's not cool.
Yep.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's now been rookies. That's been Griffin. That's been Iverson when he got here. I mean, granted, Iverson's career was pretty much already over. All but the crying was over with. When it goes to Iverson, when it goes to Iverson pulled here into Detroit, but still, I mean, you could tell he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care, and that's been the attitude for going on.
Left our casinos though.
Yeah, I know. He definitely gave a fuck there, especially when they fucking came after his ass and started garnishing his paycheck. But allegedly, I'll just say
I got to throw it in there.
Allegedly, for legal purposes.
But yeah, I mean, dude, that's not good. And I mean, I thought the point was with Blake Griffin coming in, and that was supposed to be like but you know, like the Pistons turning the corner here in Detroit. And like, you know, hey, look, we're actually getting people that you want to come and put your ass in the seats. And, you know, you want to tune in and watch the game and shit. And now it's like, who's the longest tenured Piston?
It was Drummond before he went to LA.
Well, no, he went to Cleveland, and he has refused to play for the last month. And they've said they're going to buy him out, and then he's going to be signed by the Lakers, because the Lakers are hurting right now. No LeBron, no Anthony Davis. All of a sudden, the Lakers headline has changed real fucking quick.
I think it's Sadiq Bey or Sekou Doumbouya are now the Pistons' longest. One of those two guys are one of the Pistons' longest tenured players, and the only reason I remember either of their names is because they're such unique names. Dead serious, and I had to look them up because I was like, if I'm trying to pronounce them from memory, I'm gonna mangle this shit.
Unfortunately, looking at him barely helps. So,
but no, it's just another case of like, this is how come I feel for Lions fans, because Pistons fans, I feel like I'm starting to fall in line with you, Chris. I feel like they got the okey doke. They made all those moves and shit, and got all their fans excited. We're getting all this draft capital, and we're making moves, and we're doing this, and we're dedicated to, you know, blah 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 blah. And then what happens? Nothing.
Yeah.
What lasting, impressionable moves have they made? What's this draft capital? I mean, what are they looking at? Can they trade up into the number 1 or number 2 or 3 overall spot because they got so much draft capital in the upcoming draft? I don't think so.
They allegedly were shaking and baking last offseason.
They were.
False.
But I mean, that's the problem. Like, you know, this is when a team is this bad and has been this bad, and all the teams in the city have been this bad, you start fucking latching onto anything, trying to fucking hang your hat on there and give you some hope. And that's what sucks, because, hey, just because I don't like the NBA doesn't mean I want the fans to suffer. I don't hate the fucking players of the sport. I just think it's boring. That's it. Nothing personal. You know, and I want to see a good product here. Let's be honest, when sports do well in this city, especially with everything being downtown, money starts moving, and people get a lot happier when money's moving from pockets to pockets instead of staying in one spot.
Yeah.
So it's never a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
although Jared Goff, I just wonder if he had to be just like, I'm going where? Damn. Like it seems like, yeah, like it seems like Detroit is like like you fuck up, we're trading you to the Lions or the Pistons or the Tigers or the Red Wings. Like, and it used to be a sports destination.
What was the shit? what was the movie? It was like one of those 70s, early 80s, kind of like a bunch of goofy skits movie, like the Kentucky Fried Movie or something, where they're like, send him to Detroit. No, not Detroit. No, anywhere but Detroit.
I actually think that was Kentucky Fried Movie.
Was it Kentucky Fried Movie? Okay. I can't remember if it was that or like Dr. Detroit, obviously for obvious reasons. But yeah, that's kind of what it's like. But I bet you also did this. He's like, are they going to restructure my contract? Because that restructuring, like, yeah, it freed up cap space for him, but that's because they gave him a fuck ton in signing bonuses and incentives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his bonus went up just by restructuring his contract, like, significantly. So, like, he showed up and he was in a fucking Beverly Hills Cop 2 Detroit Lions replica jacket, you know, the one from the fucking second one, because he was like, oh, I love Detroit. And I'm like, after we just gave you the city, the people, whoever gave you that much money, the owners, you better love this motherfucking town. At least that contract's up. Shit, you better stomp your feet, light a match, stand up and clap for this town until that contract's up.
Somebody told Goff, not for nothing, sir, you're white, going into Detroit, you better tell them how much you love being here.
It ain't even about that. It's just about, I didn't think he was getting an extension like that. I didn't think they were going to, or not an extension, but a restructured contract like that. I honestly didn't think they wanted him here. I thought they were just going to fucking use him as trade bait. And then start a backup. Let's fucking tank. Let's get a fucking high draft pick, and let's start this rebuild in fucking earnest. That's what I figured they'd do.
Yeah.
Now it's like, enjoy your fucking 5-11, 6-10 season, if you're lucky.
If you're lucky, yep.
Yeah.
No 14-2. No 14-3 because it's a 17-week season.
If they go to 17 weeks. It still hasn't been ruled on as far as I've heard.
Well, before we completely go, I do want to say it's the late second half, and Michigan is ahead by 20 points. So
yeah, so when this comes out, like tomorrow, and it's already done, people will care.
The Iceman's bracket still predicts.
Thanks for the partial score update.
Yeah, thanks, Mass. All right. Well, yeah, sports. That's it. It's over. Follow us on social media. Like us on Facebook. Please and thank you. Also follow us on Twitter at Sporgy Podcast. And email sporgy@ChristopherMedia.net if you'd like to drop us a line. Go to ChristopherMedia.net, hit the Amazon banner, hit the PayPal button if you want to help us out. And listen to us everywhere. Everywhere. Anywhere that catches a podcast, we are there. All the big players were there. All the players we've never even... I look up times and be like, what? That's a thing? And yep, someone listened to us through that. So any platform that has podcasts, we are there. And we thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time.
All right, later, guys.
Peace out, y'all.
If we go to page 11 in the presentation, you'll see that... You'll see we're on target to meet our quarterly...
Some things never change, like nobody can resist popping plastic bubbles. And Geico saving folks lots of money on their car insurance.
As I was saying, we're on target to meet... Excuse me, Miss Hansen.
Sorry, almost done.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
I'm flinging myself into spring cleaning.
I'm going to fling into spring at Total Wine and clean up on Chardonnays and fruit-flavored vodkas at low prices.
Wondrous selection, helpful guides, always low prices. Total Wine and more.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.